Oh no, not him.
And for Marchand, moving in on Skinner. Marchand it's in, he scores!
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Frozen Oil. Once again, it's Rich, and in the house today is the very, very upset real Terry M. Welcome to the Stanley Cup Final Game 2 recap here at Frozen Oil. And Terry, oh man, that was a heartbreaker. To go 2 overtimes and have it end the way it ended was just so heartbreaking, because I'll tell you, Terry, we were together, we were downtown, we were on Jasper Avenue watching the game, and when I went outside for a breather there between the 2 overtimes, I'm telling you, no word of a lie, I've never seen so much people walking on Jasper Avenue, and we were quite a ways away from the ice district. There was so many cars on the road. There were so many people walking. I felt like a rumbling was happening.
Waiting to happen.
Something I've never felt before. I've lived in this city my entire life, and I just felt like this city was about to erupt. Like, it was such a cool feeling, and it was just such a stiff that we didn't get it to go the way obviously we wanted it to go. But just your thoughts on the atmosphere.
It's like you know what, you remember when you were a kid, or you see those videos when you have like one of those big fireworks and you go up to it and you light it and then it starts sparkling and then you run away and you're just waiting for it to shoot off and the firework to go, and then it just fizzles out and you're looking around what's going on. That's literally what it felt like. There was a buzz going for sure. There was confidence going into the game. I mean, it's a Friday night downtown Edmonton, so there's people all over the place. And unfortunately, it just didn't go the Oilers' way. I mean, I haven't felt a roller coaster of emotions like that in a game since probably, I think, in the LA series. That one was just kind of up and down and up and down and going back and forth, and that one was a tough loss. But I mean, if you want the silver lining, it was 2 overtime games, and it could very well be 0-2 for the Oilers going back to Florida, right? So we'll take our split.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll take the split, of course. Could be worse, and it could have very well been a 2-0 lead for the Oilers. And we're gonna stay optimistic here at Frozen Oil for sure, because I felt the Oilers have played very well on the road. It's not easy to play in front of 18,500 maniacs, and then you got another 15,000 just outside in the tent and the moss pit, right? So I mean, You're talking over 30,000 people just in the immediate area, and I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and unfortunately, it just didn't go our way. But I do like our chances on the road. I really feel the Oilers play great on the road, Terry. And we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting for that gigantic blowout game from the Oilers to win 8-0 or 8-1 or something like that. I thought it was going to be. Yeah. I
thought it was going to be yesterday, but unfortunately it wasn't. But I think you're right, Rich. It's probably less pressure for them to go on the road. I think they have no problems going on the road to win. I mean, they beat LA, the best home team in LA, on the road. They beat Vegas, I think, twice, who was a really good. They only had 9 losses in the regular season at home. They beat Dallas on the road twice, so they have no problem going on the road to win, and it might be a little bit less pressure on them.
100%. So hopefully that happens. I mean, could you imagine? Can you just imagine they win both those games and they come back to Edmonton on a Saturday night and win the Stanley Cup? That would be insane. I think they would have to cancel school for that following week. They would have to. No one would go to work. It would just be a gong show here.
Yeah, hockey's that big here in Edmonton. Like, there would be places that would not open for business, especially, during the parade. And like I said, I pretty much predicted that to happen anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's going to happen anyway, so prepare yourself.
Yeah, I'm still going to go with my minimum 500,000 people to the parade. It could easily be 1 million. But, I mean, let's not go ahead because those pesky Panthers tied the series up, and I mean, let's give those guys some credit. They are the defending Stanley Cup champions. They know how to play that gritty game. From a hockey perspective, they completely dominated the Oilers in the second period. That was completely 110% the Panthers period.
In both games.
Yeah, but really, really, last game, I mean, the Oilers could not get it out of the zone. The pressure from the points on D, keeping those pucks in and then jamming it back down behind the net, and then they go to their guys behind the net and they create plays from behind the net. That's their strategy with their aggressive forecheck and keeping the puck in deep and playing that perimeter game. And like I said, the Oilers aren't just gonna walk away with any games easily. They got to play that complete 60 against this team. They got to put their foot on their necks and hold it there till the time expires and they get that win. And hopefully they learned that lesson. It's a good thing to learn that lesson in like a game 2 when you're already up 1-0 in the series, rather than in a game 5 or 6, right, where there isn't so much runway left. So let's take a look at these stats, Terry, really quick here. Before we do that, we are at 949 subscribers. We are almost at 1K, so thanks to everybody that has subscribed. And hopefully you can hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and support the channel. It's completely free, so please go ahead and do that if you can, and become a Frozle if you dare.
Sounds like a popsicle.
It does. It does.
We're gonna come out with Frozle popsicles.
Yeah, we will. We'll do like a Mr. Beast thing with popsicles. So final score, obviously 5-4 in double overtime. Todd Marchand with the breakaway goal. Draisaitl almost caught him. And here we go. Here's that second period. Shots were 14-9 in favor of the Panthers. Just a dominating second period. The Oilers had their chances in overtime as well, Terry. Hey, they had a lot of chances to finish off the game. They just couldn't get one by Bobrovsky. Shots on goal final, 46-42 in favor of the Oilers. Face-offs, that's the second game in a row the Panthers win in the face-off dot. That needs to improve. I think it will. Power plays, the Panthers go 1 for 4, 25%. The Oilers 1 for 6, 16%. That has to improve. We talked about that in the playoff preview video.
Yep.
Hits, 60 for the Panthers.
They were flying last night.
60 hits in one game. I mean, it's almost 2 full games in double overtime, but that's an amazing stat to look at. Oilers no slouches with 39. They're not backing down. Blocked shots 24-15 in favor of the Oilers. Giveaways, that's a big one for the Oilers. There was a lot of unnecessary giveaways, 23-17.
And
takeaways. They took away the puck 12 times from the Oilers in favor of only 5 for the Oilers. And one stat I did want to go over really quick, Terry. Your favorite stat that has continued to play effect here is Stuart Skinner in net. He has a sub-900 performance at .881, and it ends up in a loss. That stat just continues to haunt us. If he doesn't have I think he's had one game under 900 that we've won, if I'm not mistaken. But, I mean, every game he's had with a 900-plus save percentage, it's been a win. So that's I
don't want to blame the guy. He made some really, really, really good saves. But the first goal, I think it was Bennett that scored. I think he should have saved that one. He had an open net, but, Bennett fanned on the shot, and it just trickled in. And again, it's hard to say, but on the breakaway, I think he should have saved Marchand's breakaway in overtime there. Again, that was kind of a weak goal as well. 2 key goals.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame him either. I think he let in that. I mean, that last one was definitely savable. But
yeah,
like I said, the Oilers had a lot of opportunities. I mean, Connor Brown had a giant opportunity to end it in overtime. Kapanen had a humongous opportunity to end it in overtime. I mean, he was reeling on the bench after that. Podkolzin had a chance. Draisaitl had a chance. I mean, we had 4 or 5 chances to end that game in overtime, in one of the overtimes anyways.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't get it to happen, and that's hockey, guys. Sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and you just got to put it behind you and move on. But again, that first period, Terry, we could have been up, and I'm legit talking here. We could have had 6 goals in the first period. 6 goals in the first period. Quality, triple grade A chances, and we only put 2 away, but we missed on 4 that definitely could have been in the back of the Panthers net, and whether it was a missed shot or a huge save by Bobrovsky, we just couldn't get it to go. So, I mean...
it's the way the cookie crumbles. I mean, they capitalized on their chances. What hurts the most is the fact that we fought so hard. Draisaitl had that chance in the third to tie up the game. Like, we fought so hard, and then Corey Perry just puts up a miraculous goal, and it just
what a
gets
goal.
It just takes you on such a high. 30 seconds left or whatever it is, and Oilers have all the confidence now because they did the same thing last game going into overtime. And then, like I said, just an absolute roller coaster. You go on that high, up and down in the 2 overtime periods, and then in that heartbreaking breakaway from Marchand.
Well, that's going to take us to the next segment in the episode, which is the Twitter/X. And as a reminder, you can follow us on Twitter X, Instagram, and TikTok. Our handle is @FrozenOilHockey, so check us out there. And we would like to also remind everybody we're doing a live stream for Monday's game, and we are giving some big giveaways. For this small channel for the Oilers, we are giving away some stuff, which is pretty cool. So big shout outs to people that have donated to give away on the channel. Shout out to Burger Baron on 99th Street. Big shout out to Shadified Salon, and also a big shout out to Eddie's Donaire. So those guys have stepped up, and we're going to be giving away some food, and it's going to be awesome. So looking forward to that game. Looking forward to bringing you a live stream. It's going to be fun. It's going to be nerve-wracking. It's definitely going to be nerve-wracking. I don't know how I'm going to get through that game, to be honest with you. And the drama, Terry, the drama, every single game, it has to be this, like, get your blood pressure to the moon style game. It's Rod was with us when we were watching, and he was nervous like an absolute.
I think we all were.
Wreck.
I think. Yeah, we all were that game. I mean, it's almost a given now. If the Oilers have a lead, they're going to give it up, and if they're down, they're going to make a comeback. It's almost for sure going to happen.
100%. That's just Oilers hockey, and we just got to get used to it. We got to get used to it till they get that cup and get everything going in their favor. This is the way it is and how it's been for a very long time here in oil country. Let's check out some of these tweets here from Twitter X. And first one is from Rob Soria. For the love of God, stop one goddamn breakaway. I like the Oilers' chances in Florida. Talk about a 180-degree comment there. But yeah, it would have been nice to get that breakaway. Hey, T, saved, but at the end of the day, it went in. And just like he says, what do you think of the Oilers' chances on the road?
I mean, I have no doubt in my mind that they can go and win on the road. As for the breakaways, I mean, technically, Reinhart had a breakaway and missed the net. Does that consider a save?
Yeah.
The problem that we're running into is the Oilers are they're trying to play pressure hockey like Florida does to us, right? Which is I'm fine with, The problem with it is the defensemen don't know when they're supposed to pinch and when they're supposed to come back. I mean, twice Bouchard was caught on the blue line flat-footed. Marchand got behind him, and they got that breakaway, right?
Yeah, and Klingberg even went for it a couple of times. I'm like, holy, this guy's going for the kill, man.
Yeah, and well, even
they gave up a lot of. I mean, it went back the other way almost every time. They got to be careful with that for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, when they got to realize that if one D-man is going to pinch up, well, what's happening is Florida's putting so much pressure on that the Oilers are playing a bigger box to spread out the Florida team, right? And what's happening is because they're so spread out, it's a lot harder for the offside D-man or even McDavid when he was on the power play, because they play 4 forwards, 1 D-man. It's hard for them to make that cut back to get that guy that's trying to sneak behind them, because they're so spread out. And that's how Marchand and everybody are getting behind the Oilers. I mean, they had 3 or 4 breakaways that game, which is unheard of, right?
100%. Yeah, 100%, Terry. Moving on to the next one here from the Bleacher Report. They are crowd surfing in the mosh pit. Look at this. Look at that. And, like, again, to try to explain the atmosphere in downtown Edmonton, it's very hard to explain unless you actually are there. But it is just, I mean, for lack of a better word, I know it's said all the time, but it's just electric.
Yeah, 100%. It is. It's even if you're not a fan, if you just get within the vicinity of it, you can feel it. You see it everywhere you go. You go to the grocery store, you go, to the convenience store, whatever it is. You just feel and see the Oilers all over the place. And like I said, when you get downtown, you can actually feel that electricity running throughout downtown Edmonton.
All right, monsieur. The next one, let's see if we remember any of our high school French tea. The next one is from Barstool Sports. Connor McDavid had the French losing their minds. Listen to this.
McDavid, et une nouvelle fois, la bonne intervention de la part d'Anton Mundel. Ça revient ici. Oh, le bon crochet. 2 fois. McDavid, exceptionnel.
Le but.
McDavid et Draisaitl. Edmonton repasse devant 3 buts à 2. C'est du délire dans ce match 2.
I knew a collective 4 words there. I knew ici, which means here. I heard him say 3-2, which means 3-2, and I know the word McDavid. That's about as much as I remember.
But how awesome was that? That was so awesome. So shout out to the what was that TSN 2 doing that, or was that the actual France? I think that was the France feed.
NHL 360 France.
Wow. So I mean, they did a great call there. That was so awesome. One of the only things that made me smile after the game when I hopped on social media.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, T, from ESPN. And they go on to say, listen to Edmonton when the Oilers forced OT in Game 2. And where we were at, inside the lounge, it was pandemonium. There was beer flying everywhere, people jumping up and down, people hugging each other that don't even know each other from all different races and walks of life, and it was just so cool and uniting.
Bear hugged me and made me knock over half the drinks on the table.
Yeah, there was a big mess under our table, that's for sure. But let's listen to this crowd here from this. Just crazy. I love
crazy.
That
stuff. Love that.
Just crazy. Here is one from Jack Michaels. Corey Perry scored the latest game-tying goal in the history of the Stanley Cup final Friday night, but Florida prevailed, and now it's a best-of-5. And let's check out this angle of this goal.
Clear, Woolman, shot, save, Bobrovsky, rebound, score! Corey Perry has tied the game!
Great Selly.
A timeless wonder again.
Yeah, and he comes through huge. Terry, this next one is interesting because we did already discuss that we are filming an episode of you getting a tattoo if they win the cup. And this one's from Tyler DT. Let's go, baby. 3 more wins. And he's got a tattoo. I mean...
Hey, I applaud his dedication to the team. Is it something that I would get? Probably not. I want to think of something a little bit more in depth. Frozels, if there's anybody out there with a creative mind, if you want to come up with an idea of a tattoo that I could get, if the Oilers win, please send it to the chat.
Yeah, just email us at frozenoilhockey@gmail.com. And I mean, this seems to me one of those free ones that they give away at the arena.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure, but I mean, yeah, E for effort. Anyone that's gonna get anything Oilers tattooed on them, I mean, you gotta have some guts to do that. But this oil rig here, it looks a little. That could definitely be improved. I've seen some of your tats, T, and I'm sure you're gonna get a cool one. So can't wait for that to happen. I hope it happens. Next one from Captain Jack. Hey, Edmonton media. Instead of gawking at Paul Maurice while he does his arrogant ass stand-up comedy act post-game, why not ask him about why he coaches his players to injure opposing teams' goalies? And, Captain Jack is not one to hide his feelings, that's for sure. Great tweets all the time from him.
That's becoming a more and more debated topic right now about Sam Bennett flopping around and falling on top of the goalies. He's done it obviously a couple times already this series, and he's done it many times in the past as well. So
and when he fell on Skinner's leg, like he fell with all his body weight on it.
Yeah, there's one thing to be nasty and to play it dirty, but when there's a possibility of actually injuring, especially a goalie who's usually defenseless, that's, kind of a fine line that you don't want to tread.
And, T, I'm just going to switch out of this for a sec so it's closer on us because I use my hands when I talk so much. But he didn't even try to, put his arm down to brace himself or put his stick. We see that all the time when somebody gets kind of tripped up in the crease or whatever and he falls. There is a little bit of an attempt to brace yourself from falling. And what I meant by he just fell with all his weight, he could have done that. He could have tried to break his fall a little bit so there isn't so much pressure on Skinner's leg when he lands. But it was just like when you jump off a diving board and you do a cannonball into the water. You know what I'm saying? It's just
no control. And
boom, right onto his leg. And there was another time, too, where he was in the crease falling around. It's getting to the point, he should have known. I mean, there's rumors that the Panthers got a letter when he forearmed that who was it, that goalie? Was it in the Toronto series where he forearmed the goalie in the back of the head? Or the Carolina. It was one of the two.
Was it Frederick Anderson?
It might have been Frederick Anderson in the Carolina series, but I mean, I heard that the NHL sent a letter to the Florida Panthers and basically said look, you got to talk to this guy and enough's enough. We can't keep this going on. It's not part of the game.
Yeah,
and, game one, he was all over the place in the crease, causing trouble, and then yesterday that fall was just you just know that he could have braced himself and he didn't, and it's unfortunate that it ended up that way, but like you said, T, too many just...
And especially against a goaltender. Against a player, normally they have a chance to brace themselves or, they can get out of the way. Remember, a goalie's wearing those massive pads. They're usually defenseless. So, I mean, those are the two kind of things that irk me. It's falling on a goalie full force and having them blow their knee out or something else like that, or shots to the head. Obviously, head injuries are a serious thing in contact sports. So those are the two things that just make me kind of shake my head.
All right, going back here, there is a Panther that we do like, but it's a Carolina Panther, and that's Chuba Hubbard, he's a product of Fort Saskatchewan, is he not?
No, Sherwood Park.
Sorry, Sherwood Park. He's in the NFL. He's a Sherwood Park product, which is a suburb of Edmonton, and well, it's not it's its own city, I guess, but it's an outskirts city of Edmonton. And there he is with a cool OVO jacket on. He was at the game. That was cool for him to be there. I really loved that. So shout out to Chubba. And here's another cool one, which is from the Gentleman's Playbook. Thunderstruck, Evander Kane arrives for Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final in a Lamborghini Aventador Ultimate. One of just 250 made, custom suit by yours truly, as always. And there he is.
So I don't know if you've seen the interview though.
Sorry, go ahead, Terry.
I don't know if you saw the interview. Then look for next game in Florida for him to be on the team bus. Seriously, he said after they had that loss, I think whatever it was that he showed up in his other Lamborghini, he thought it was bad luck, and he started taking the team bus, and then they won, and then he went back to showing up in a car. So after this loss, he'll be on the team bus next game.
I don't mind that. That is one sweet ride, that's for sure. And I'm a big fan of the channel, Big Lou. Shout out Big Lou. He was asking, where is he getting these cars from? Like, are they flying these cars in for him? Like, my answer to him was, well, Daryl Cates is a billionaire. I'm sure he could get any car he wants.
That's probably a really good point. That could be a good point. I mean, I think more in Calgary, just because of the weather, they might have some. So I know they have some exotic dealerships down in Calgary that might be able to get it for him. But hey, when you got the money, you find a way.
One of 250, but Evander Kane is a 1-of-1 with what he brings to the game. Next one is Sportsnet stats. The Oilers have stifled opponents in the third period over the past 5 games. And again, in Game 2, they had a much stronger third period than they did in the second period. And it's just unfortunate that they couldn't pull through in the double overtime. But Oilers have had some very strong third periods. So what I would like to see, Terry, is for them to have a lead going into that third period and then just build on it from there. What do you think?
Well, the nice thing about it is actually coming into this series, Florida was actually a really good third period team as well. I think the Oilers were 12-4 or something else like that in goals for, goals against, and Florida was 12-5 or something like that. So both teams were really good third period teams. So the Oilers need to work on their second period for sure. They've been dominated both second periods, but it's good to see in the third period the Oilers handily taking care of business in the third period against Florida.
And hopefully they could stop taking penalties in the first period as well. That'll be a big help. Next one from Sean. The positive. I thought that was the worst game the Oilers played since the first 2 against LA, and the Panthers played one of their best and still needed 5 periods to win. So great comment there. And yeah, it took a double overtime for the Oilers to lose on really a carousel of, just unfortunate events for the Oilers team. I mean, for that overtime goal, you have, first of all, the puck hits the stanchion. Bouchard's going to block it off from going over the blue line. It pops out right to the defenseman. Marchand gets 2 strides on him. He's gone to the races. Puck goes up to him. Draisaitl's on his horse, tries to catch up to him. In that same sequence,
gets his stick underneath it.
Yeah, he got his stick there. He caught up, but it also caused the puck to kind of flutter on Skinner. And just all that had to happen in order for the Panthers to score in overtime. So, I mean, it's just, again, just unfortunate the way it rolled out because they were...
Well, and it just comes down to, Richie, like I said, next time if the other D-man's got to realize that, hey, and I can't remember who it was, I think it might have been Klingberg or somebody, they got to realize that if he's going to hold that line, he's going to be flat-footed on that line, the other D-man has to drop back, right? There's no way Marchand should be able to get behind both their D-men.
Me personally, Terry, I want 0 pinching in overtimes and 10 minutes left in the third period. I don't want any more pinching. Pardon me. And And then next one here is from Peter. 4th smallest city in the NHL in population, and we break the record for revenue in the NHL season, a record we set last year. Oiler fans are the most passionate fans in the world, and it's not up for debate. And he is in response to Kevin Weeks. In speaking with sources, I can report the Edmonton Oilers have eclipsed last year's single-season franchise record for revenue this season. So just a crazy environment, and such a staggering difference from when we were almost sold to Houston. Hey, Terry?
It's it's crazy to think that at one point we had to collect money from remember the lottery tickets that they had, and the Oilers would collect a couple $1,000,000 or something from it. Crazy how things have evolved from back in those days. But again, it's hard to tell anybody that's not from Edmonton or is not from a hockey town what it's like to be what the Oilers mean to Edmonton and what it's like to be an Edmonton Oiler fan. Most of the fans are absolute diehards. And it's like you said, the electricity that this team feels, it's just a fun time to be a fan of them right now.
And Edmonton is such a multicultural city, and I find it's so cool that so many people from all walks of life, all different types of religions, are all praying for the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. It's so cool. Like, even there's like people like even my mom, for example, just praying that the Oilers win the Stanley Cup. And it goes all the way down to 3, 4, 5-year-olds that are watching on TV. All they can do is want the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. It's such a what's the word I'm looking? It's such a collective kind of mentality for the city, because we don't have the NBA, we don't have the NFL, we don't have Major League Baseball, we don't have MLS. All we really have as far as a big time pro sports team is the Edmonton Oilers, and just the entire city and all the surrounding cities are just so diehard for this team. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Next one from here's a hater one, T. Here's a hater one. Here is a sour LA fan that still can't let go of their loss this year. Hardcore Dowdy in the house, and he has to say it's 2025 and I'm rooting for Brad Marchand. That is what the Edmonton Oilers do to people. So sorry, Hardcore Dowdy, but
we take it as a compliment. I mean, hey, on the flip side, the Oilers have a lot of haters, but you're seeing all of this news in Montreal. They're putting up Oilers colors, and in Toronto they put up some Oilers colors and all that kind of stuff. So even the Oilers can turn haters into fans.
That's 100%, and that's what we're trying to do with this channel, is get some more fans on board. Next one from fan of the show, Eric Friesen. Oilers Leon Draisaitl joins Evgeny Malkin as the only NHL player to record 3 10-goal playoff years since 2006. That's a pretty big stat. Malkin, so many successful years in the playoffs with Crosby and the Penguins. Yeah. What do you think of that, T?
That's a cool stat to know, and it's who knows? It could be 4 seasons now next year, because I don't see the Oilers tailing off for at least another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I'm gonna even up that to 7 years, but
Draisaitl is just 100%. But Draisaitl is just such a clutch player, a team player, willing to do what he has to do to win. It's not all about scoring points, but when we need him to come through, he comes through, and you've seen that in games 1 and 2 here.
Well, it was an Oiler loss, so we do not have the opportunity to do our studs of the night, but I did want to give a shout out to every single fan that was in attendance at yesterday's game, because the amount of Oiler jerseys, like every single person, maybe with the exception of Brad Marchand's parents, who I don't even know how they got a ticket to come in, but every single person, there's no corporate suits, there's no every single person was wearing an Oiler jersey, from front row all the way up to the nosebleeds. Every single person had an Oiler jersey on, and it looked so effing cool. It was just
Yeah,
goosebumps when you see it.
See, although, did you see in Game 1 when they were singing the anthem? There were two guys standing there in black leather jackets, and everyone else was wearing Oilers jerseys. Who were they?
Probably Florida fans. They probably came in from Florida.
It looked so out of place.
But I tell you, man, like if I was a Florida fan and I'm flying into that environment and I'm walking around an arena with 30,000 people, probably 40,000 with people in the immediate surrounding area, and every single person has a Oilers jersey on, that's quite an intimidating atmosphere to walk into.
100%. And the nice thing is it's all friendly. It's all, for the most part friendly here. The Oilers fans just fight each other. It's always a friendly competition.
Yeah, so. For sure. Don't let those isolated incidents you see, online to you come to a game, you're gonna be if you're classy, you'll be treated with class. That's Oiler fans.
That's exactly it.
So yeah, that's it, T. That's it for today's episode. Now the long wait to Monday.
What? It's only 2 more days now. We've already gotten through one, so it's only 2 more days. So Monday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, I think it is.
6 p.m. Mountain Time. We'll be coming at you live for that. So hopefully we get the big W because Game 3 is so important. So hopefully the Oilers can get that W. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. Thanks, T, for doing this. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you Monday, buddy.
Sounds good.
All right. And most importantly, go Oilers, go.
Go Oilers, go.
Frozen or hockey, the channels you need. Oilers on the ice, unstoppable speed. Chasing the cup, we're gonna succeed. With the David leading, we're built to exceed.
Frozen or hockey,